Today I'm going to talk about the status of the interviews and documents request by KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, for the DV winners of 2022. Those who are in the process of waiting to receive the documents request, and those also who are waiting for the schedule of the interviews. What is the current status? I'm saying this way because yesterday I had a call with a friend of mine, one among the DV lottery winners from Sierra Leone, Edwina, if I might say her name. And she's one among the winners of DV 2022. And her case number is around 4,000 going to 5,000, so it's not the very high case number. But so many people haven't been received any email to be requested for the documents, and some people haven't received the interview information, or what we call the second notification letter for the winners who have been waiting, despite the fact that the visa bulletin for those people is already out and they're in the category of their case numbers to be interviewed. So what's going on with KCC and what's going on with the current status? In that particular way, we'll be able to answer, or just to question more, or to try to find more clarification whether what are you going to do? Does KCC going to send soon? Why, despite the case numbers to be currently in your category, and you are still not getting any type of notification from KCC? Welcome everyone. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo EBM, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/EBMSCHOLARS. First and foremost, you know the drill. You have to subscribe if you haven't done so. But if you have already subscribed, share the video. Let's go. Let's continue. Okay. People who have won the DV lottery, DV 2022, some have been receiving the documents request. Some haven't. There is a bigger question. Why someone, maybe with higher case number, can be requested the documents while someone not? Why some people are not receiving the second notification? And by the way, when I say the second notification, you have to understand what do I mean. It means the first notification of the diversity visa is the winning, that your entry has been selected. That is the first notification. The document request is not the second notification. Document request is just a request of the documents. The second notification is notification, the letter that your interview schedule date is this particular day. That is the second notification. So you have to know that, the difference between the first notification and the second notification. So, up to this moment, to be honest, it is unclear why the schedule, or let me start with the interview, just the request of the documents. Let's start with the request of the documents before the interview. Why the request of the documents has been this random? Because there are almost like 2 to 3 things going on at the same time. There were DV 2021 interviews to be able to end by the end of the September. But at the same time, there was a lawsuit for DV 2020 winners, which was going on. And then we have DV 2022 winners. And because of the immigration suspension, which took almost for the whole year, various things happened. One among the things, Kentucky Consular Center was not organizing any interviews, so they were not even requesting for the interviews. So when they resumed the process, everything was so crazy. That's number one. But they were focusing also to finish the DV 2021. For that particular reason, that's why many people, until the month, almost the month of August, no one received the request of the documents. there was a delay of the first people to be requested for the documents. Usually when you fill in May, you start getting the notification for the documents very, very soon. But this year was much delayed until August. Mid of August, some people didn't receive any notification or request of the documents. That was the big one. But again, another confusion might be there are some people you submit on the same day or difference of 1 week. One is requested for the document despite of having high case number. Another one doesn't get. I don't know why. Maybe the case have been going to be distributed to different people. I don't know. Do KCC follow this one through the case number or the day of submission? That is another discussion for another topic. But the point is, there are so many people haven't received. You have to wait. I will talk about whether you are allowed to send the documents before or not. My advice is don't send. I will tell you why in another video, not for this video. But why some people with a small case number who are supposed to be having interview, for instance, people in Africa, the DV 2022, from October 1st to end of October, case number 1 to 2,000 are supposed to do in October. Then from 2,000 going to nearby 4,300, whatever, 4,500, they're supposed to do in the month of November. Then up to 7,300 is supposed to be in the month of December. That is the same similar style with Europe. But you find out there are some people with a small case number. Let's say someone with the case number of 400 or 500. The interview is not scheduled for October. The interview has been scheduled for end of November, maybe. How does that happen? So, as I've been talking about the immigration suspension, there are so many people who didn't get interview, or there are no interviews at all between April 22nd, 2020 to end of March 2021. So for that particular case, the Department of State or the U.S. embassies around the world have a very big backlog of these cases. For the immigrant visas, the visas which, where people are getting green card, there are almost over 500,000 visas waiting people to be given green card. So the Department of State, by the beginning of May, end of March and end of April going to May, they issued the memo. In that memo, they classified the level of preferences of these categories. First of all, they put 2 categories. There is overall non-immigrant visas, those who are coming as a student, visitors, whatever. They say this is not the main priority, unless otherwise it's emergency. And then for the immigrant visas, the green card, then they came to put the categories, the preferences. There is category 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 4. The last category in the level of preferences and of that nature, DV lottery winners is the last category. Is not the priority. So if there is someone who is married to a U.S. citizen and applying for the fiancé visa, that person will be given higher priority versus someone who's the diversity visa lottery winner. If someone who is getting the green card through marriage or through sponsored by parents will be given higher priority than the person who is diversity lottery winner. So you have to see that priority, where it's going. And that was the memo from the Department of State. So for that particular case, if they're going to do the interviews, obviously they have to look what or how many people are already being scheduled despite of just the lottery. How many green card applicants or green card visas are supposed to be issued in that embassy? So you might have, let's say, country A, maybe Algeria or Ghana, has maybe the DV winners between 1 to 2,000 who are supposed to be in October. In that particular country, maybe there are let's say 100 people. But the embassy, in addition to other green cards based on the family work and other categories, should also add 100 people of DV lottery winners who are not the higher priority in the preference categories. So in the end, the green card lottery winners are going to be the last people, so they might go to back into another month instead of that specified month according to the visa bulletin. So despite the visa bulletin saying that in the month of October, between this number to this number, people are going to be interviewed, those people can go to the next month because there are other categories of visas with higher priority than the diversity visa lottery winners. That is the reason why we see someone with the lowest number, despite you're supposed to be interviewed in October, maybe you are going to be interviewed in the end of November of that particular nature. That's why you see winners like Edwina from Sierra Leone, who has almost like a 4,000-5,000 case number. They're supposed to have interview maybe in end of November or beginning of December, hasn't even been requested for the documents, hasn't been receiving the confirmation, the second notification letter to be asked to go to the interviews. So that is the reason. It is very frustrating. It will delay at least a month to a month and a half to some of the people. But also remember, the U.S. Embassy in your country, how is operating based on the federal law of the United States. Obviously, they have to follow the local regulations in your country. But in addition to that, when it comes to the pandemic, they have to follow the regulations of the CDC, Center for the Disease Control, whatever. So for that particular case, they are not allowed to have more people in area to interview them like how it used to be before the pandemic. So then how many people are going to be interviewed in a day is going to be less than used to be before the pandemic. So that makes the interviews to be not according to the visa bulletin. And by the way, US government or the KCC with the current regulations cannot schedule the interview before being asked for the documents. So one of the steps, you have to submit the documents first, then the interview schedule will be able to follow. You will not be able to be scheduled for the interview without the documents request. If you are applying for the marriage and other things, they don't do that kind of things in advance. There are other processes which are different from this one. So you have to know, you have to relax, you have to wait. Don't send the documents before being asked. We'll talk about it in another video.